There's something special occurring in downtown Kent. A revitalization which has its roots deep in the turn of the century, when there was a similar excitement of growth and prosperity in the year 1906. Let's go back 100 years, to that flourishing Kent community of 2,000 hard-working folks. A community firmly entrenched in this fertile valley between Seattle and Tacoma, where farming, dairy, and lumber were the leading industries. The White River Journal was also started in 1906 and provided the citizens with news, personal happenings, announcements, and of course, advertising for goods and services. The yearly subscription rate, $1. The Journal writes, "The city of Kent is destined to become a large city. It will soon be a suburb of the great city of Seattle. All that is needed for its continued growth is a wide-awake citizenship. We must keep up with the growth of the state. We have excellent shipping facilities. We have an unexcelled climate. We have a soil so fertile as to be a wonder of the world." These, with the fact that settlers are coming here in great numbers, is sufficient to convince anyone that this valley is certain to become densely populated. In a special edition, the Journal describes the boom of fine buildings constructed in downtown Kent in 1906. They could have never imagined what the city would look like 100 years later. But we can. As reported by the White River Journal, to C.E. Giberson belongs the honor of starting the ball rolling last spring in the way of building brick buildings. He built a handsome two-story block on the corner of First Street and Titus Street, which looked so good that others caught the fever. It has a beautiful plate glass front, is modern in all respects, and cost about $12,000. The lower floor is divided into 4 stores. 3 face First Street and are all occupied by busy and successful business firms. The Naden Building on First Street is another fine brick building put up last year. This building is but 1 story high, but so built as to add a story without trouble at any time. The first store is occupied by E.H. Naden, the proprietor, who has a good business in the grocery line. The next room is occupied by the White River Journal. This is one of the most up-to-date offices found in any town of this size. The Morrill Bank Building is a handsome structure occupying the corner of First and Gow Streets. It is one of the handsomest buildings to be found in any town. It is built in colonial style, 2 stories high. It is made of clinker brick, and its rough, uneven surface makes it a striking building. Mr. Morrill is one of the successful men of the town and has built up one of the best banking businesses of any small city of the state. The State Bank of Kent occupies the corner of First Street and Meeker Avenue. This is a 2-story building, and as can be seen from the picture, is a fine-looking and well-constructed block. The corner room is occupied by the State Bank of Kent, under the management of W.H. Overlock. Though the firm has been doing business less than 6 months, it already has a fine list of depositors and nearly $40,000 on deposit. Recognizing the natural advantages of this valley, on the 6th day of September 1899, Mr. E.A. Stewart organized the Pacific Coast Condensed Milk Company. Every can of carnation cream shipped to home or foreign markets bears the imprint of Kent, Washington on the label, and the superiority of the contents of the can recommends to the world the city of Kent as the center of one of the greatest dairying sections of the globe. The Berlin Brothers store is situated at the corner of Meeker and Railroad Avenues and is the home of the largest mercantile establishment of the White River Valley. The Berlin Brothers are not only old residents of Kent, but have been successful businessmen in nearly all towns between Tacoma and Seattle. They are successful because they are all honorable in dealing and are willing to work. The store is one of the most complete of any store in cities twice the size of this city. When the blacksmith and wagon shop owned by P. Rasmussen burned down one night last summer, no one was less discouraged than Mr. Rasmussen. At once, he decided that he had a fine property on the corner of 2nd Street and Meeker Avenue, and that it was worthy of a good brick building. He at once set to work and erected a one-story building which covers his entire front. The building is 60 by 80 and cost about $4,000. Another public matter of special pride to the people of Kent is the public school. This maintains not only the very best school up to the finish of the 8th grade, but maintains a high school of the full 4 years course, consisting of chemistry, botany, physics, Latin, German, English, ancient and modern history, algebra, geometry, and physical geography. The high school has 4 teachers and is on the accredited list of the State Board of Higher Education. In the class this year are 15 seniors, 11 juniors, and fully 25 will finish the 8th grade course. One of the things Kent people are proud of is the Kent Hospital owned by Dr. Owen Taylor. This occupies a half block between Gow and Titus Streets on 2nd Street. The building is a 2-story structure built on the plan of a large, roomy cottage. It was built on plans worked out by Dr. Taylor himself in order to get all the benefits of light and perfect ventilation. He has built a splendid practice here, and in 1901 began the present hospital. To this he has constantly added rooms and conveniences until today it has no superior in its appliances to save suffering humanity and restore them to health. Another fine block erected this past year is the Arney Building at the corner of Meeker Avenue and 2nd Street. This building is 60 by 60 and 2 stories high. It has splendid plate glass windows and is a pretty and substantial block. It cost about $5,000. Every one of these buildings was erected during the past year. Every one of them is fully occupied, and every one of them is a credit not only to their owners, but to the city. Nothing could give a better idea of the growth of Kent and the progress of the town than these buildings. They are all substantially built and show the faith in the city by their owners. From 1901 to 1929, the Seattle to Tacoma Interurban Railway made for speedy transportation. Thousands sat on the wicker upholstered seats on their way to work, school, trips to the big city, or just for the ride. 57 runs a day served the community at one time. The regular running time between Tacoma and Seattle was 70 minutes, with, of course, stops in Auburn and Kent. A round-trip ticket from Kent to Seattle, 50 cents. Today, although only a tiny fraction of the daily runs, the new Sounder train has revamped a whistle stop between Tacoma and Seattle to become the seed of a growing building boom in downtown Kent. Once the homestead of Robert and Eleanor Ramsey and their 6 children, could they ever have imagined that their land would become the centerpiece of a vibrant new gathering place for the entire community and surrounding area, the Kent Station. The Kent Station is just one of many downtown businesses that have transformed this once quietly declining area. The future? Well, it's as bright as it was 100 years ago, when the business leaders realized the potential of this growing community. Project Springboard will be the bridge that connects the new Kent Station to the historical district. This park-like setting will be very community-friendly and well-suited for many diverse activities. The 2nd Avenue Associates building is also a part of this exciting transformation. This design will be a pleasing complement to the revitalization of the old and the new in Kent's downtown. So, thanks for joining us as we look back 100 years to a budding downtown business district. Now, jump on board as we ponder the next 100.